So the next situation, which was probably the most controversial one, was coming any grip over the top of the shoulder here, right? And the point is that I think, and this is the way that I read it, is that if the belt is gripped, he can grip my leg. If I take the belt, he can take the leg. And he can initiate a counter, right, to the actual movement. So basically what's happening is we're actually punishing the fact that the person, the attacker, is looking for the belt here, on the far side of the shoulder. So if we do actually grip the belt, and he can then take the leg, okay? But, and this is the grey area, and is that if I take halfway down, all right, I've not actually gone below the belt, I've not gripped the belt. If he grips the leg now, all right, in order to counter, all right, the way that I read it is that he will get the penalty, okay? So the hand has to go onto the belt, and this is one of the things that, obviously, in the heat of the contest, the referees are going to have to be pretty sharp on, is that if it does go on the belt, if it's just above, is it a penalty to him? Is he going to get hansaku-make for it? Because don't forget, hansaku-make is a very severe penalty, especially as we're building up to some of the big point-scoring events for the Olympic Games. So, one of the other controversial attacks, all right, as far as commitment is concerned, is Kouchi Ouchi grabbing the leg. Okay, so what we're actually saying here now is if, all right, if Uki attacks the leg and just pulls it up to grip it, right, basically, this is the way I read it, is he will get a penalty if he does not get some kind of forward projection on the actual movement. Okay, so if he does actually scoop it up for the sake of grabbing the leg, he will get the hansaku-make, get the penalty. What he does need, he needs forward drive. So what we're going to watch now, off the go for the Kouchi, as he scoops it up, okay, it's already moving, all right, and because it's already moving, all right, then that's going to be allowed. If we just turn it around for the Ouchi, all right, Ouchi over here, you're doing the Ouchi. Okay. So as he does the Ouchi, this arm is coming over, all right, let me just demonstrate. Let me do it. Okay, so Ouchi from here, just split legs, yeah. As I come in for the Ouchi there, okay, this hand dropping down onto the leg, all right. If it's static and the hand comes down, I am reading it that I will get the hansaku-make. So what I need in order to make it move is I need to get drive forward projection in order to stop the penalty. Okay? So let's have a look at one of those from Tom. Okay, with the arm coming over the top. Again, it's a grey area. It's a grey area. Is it a penalty? Isn't it? You know, we need that more in black and white as to whether he is going to get the penalty or whether the technique is going to be allowed to happen. Emily has a similar situation, but this time from an uchimata. Okay, so coming in for the uchimata first of all, hopping it, gripping the leg. Okay, so the point is, at what point, all right, is it just an uchimata in order to grip the leg, or is she really trying for the uchimata and then gripping the leg to continue the movement? Okay, so let's have a committed uchimata and a little bit of defense from Tori, and then, so for me, all right, and I'll just say that for me, that should be allowed. It is part of the movement. The movement is getting drive, and it's getting some kind of movement in the direction that she wants it to go, and then she's gripping the leg to finish it off. Okay, for the seoi-nage, all right, whether it be a standing seoi-nage or whether it's a drop-down seoi-nage, we'll deal with both. So the standing seoi-nage first of all, okay, let's have a look at the standing seoi-nage, which starts off with the arm coming up, okay, and then is assisted with the arm, all right, going below the belt afterwards. Okay. So another look. Start off with the arm up first, and then go. All right. So again, the movement starts, and I think that it's a continuous movement. It's going upwards first of all, and then the arm comes below in order to control the legs. All right. It's a little bit more controversial when we go down to the ground. All right. And so from a drop seoi-nage, from here, all right. The way that I read it is that you cannot go directly down onto that leg. Okay. So what we have to do in order to make this a legitimate technique is we have to attack it first of all with the arm upwards. Okay, so let's go first. We start to get the drive, okay, and then we can assist once the opponent is going over. Okay, so one more of those, Tom. It starts off, it's low, okay, and once it's traveling in the direction that that we want it to go, then we can use the hand in order to guide it, all right? But the movement is started beforehand. The next one is from Sodi, and this, we're talking about standing Sodi Sura Kabigoshi, okay? And then the change of direction and bringing the hand in. And for me, all right, this is okay. It starts off with a legitimate Sodi Sura Kabigoshi, okay, as it spins in, okay, breaks the grip off, spins, and the hand comes into play at the latter half of the actual throw. Okay, let's have a full throw on it. Okay, so fully committed for the Sodi, and then the hand comes in order to finish it off. Again, it's a grey area, you know, it's a grey area. How are the referees going to interpret this, and how are they going to play it? Okay. Last, what was quite apparent at the Under-23 European Championships is that some of the French and some of the stronger Eastern European fighters were being instructed to pull their opponents' heads down. Okay, and again you can see that what's happening is that the front leg is forward. We can pull this head down. We know they're not going to grab the leg because otherwise it's an immediate hansaku-make. So what was happening here, and it happened to us, to the Belgians with one of their players, is that they were pulling the head back in order to create space, but the head was down, and they immediately received a shido, okay? When in fact what they were doing was creating space in order to get the head up, in order to attack, okay? This happened 3 times, and although, all right, this person who was having their head pulled down, this person here, although they scored twice and nearly scored another 2 times, they received 3 penalties from shidos because they were trying to create space, and this person, all right, that was pulling the head down won the contest. All right, so actually it was a situation where negative judo, all right, was actually winning because of the rules. Just to finish on, okay, thank you very much for that, Senna. Okay, just to finish on, I think that what we have to do is this is all about interpretation. It's always about interpretation. I think that what we've got to do is, I think we've got to put forward different cases, different possibilities that are going to happen in the heat of the contest. And I think the heat of the contest is the key here. All right, so when somebody attacks, the referee is going to have to determine as to whether, all right, that hand has gone down below the belt, all right, and whether it's in a negative form. If it is in a negative form, all right, then that person's going to get an immediate hansaku-make. What I don't want to see, what everybody doesn't want to see, is somebody losing a major contest in the qualification events leading up to the Olympic Games and in the Olympic Games or the World Championships, and losing a title because some of the things that they've done are reactionary, all right, and they've done it to prevent their opponent, all right, actually throwing them for ippon. I think if it's a reaction, then there should be some kind of leeway, and that's why I think that hansaku-make is a very, very severe penalty, and it's one that I think that they'll have to look at in the qualification events, and they'll have to look at it very, very quickly as well, so that something severe doesn't happen in a major tournament.